Good morning, students. Welcome to Sri Ramanja Vidya Mandir, a temple for learning. Children, in previous lecture, we have seen uh, what is what is the functioning of ciliary muscles basically. Okay, what they will do? They will adjust the curvature of the lens. In turn, that curvature adjusts focal length, and that focal length, how it is adjusting, that adjustment gives us the vision. Okay, that is called power of accommodation. And children, our basically our image distance got means it has a fixed value, that is 2.5 centimeter. That will never change. Object distance continuously changes. So in order to maintain that 2.5 centimeters of image distance, see children, we know that 1 by f is equal to 1 by v minus 1 by u. Here this one is prefixed value, children. Okay, constant. But in order to make it constant, what we should change? This one is changing continuously. Changing value. In order to adjust according to that, means since u value is changing continuously, v value should not change accordingly. So there must be a factor which should change, that is focal length. Okay, children. So here focal length should change. Image distance continuously changes, children, object to object. The distance we can't judge the distance actually we can't maintain any constant value. It changes continuously. So in order to maintain a constant value, we need to adjust what? Focal length here. Object distance, it is not in anywhere in our hand, but at least focal length must adjust. Focal length also we are not adjusting, children. Voluntarily we are not adjusting, that is involuntary action. Okay, that is performed by the ciliary muscles. So this changing, this adjustment of focal length according to the image distance is called power of accommodation. If there is any fault in that, we will get defects in our vision. Okay, so up to here we discussed in our previous lecture along with examples and the conditions and all. So let us get into our today's lecture, children, that is defects of vision. So children, the first one, myopia. Okay, myopia means see children, here in this picture you can see the objects which are there far away, that became blur, but images which are there nearby this, they are clear. Okay, means the images which are the objects which are near to us, those we can see. Myopia in the sense, children, the objects which are near to us we can see, the objects which are far away from us we can't see. It is due to lack of power of accommodation. Okay, so this is an eye defect, children. So here I will first mention the list of eye defects, children. Defects in vision. Myopia, hypermetropia, presbyopia, and astigmatism. Myopia, hypermetropia, presbyopia, and astigmatism. Okay, children. So these are the eye defects which we are about to cover now. So in that first one, children, myopia. Okay, myopia means we can see the objects which are near to us, we can't see the objects which are far away from us. Simply myopia is nothing but short sight, children. Short sight. In general terminology, it is what? Short sight. Short sight in the sense Sight means ability to see, and short means less range or less distance, or the objects which are near to us, near objects. During means the person who is having myopia, children, they can see the objects which are near to us. They are able to see, but they can't see the objects which are far away from them. There is a limit. Above that limit, they can't see. Okay, children. So that is myopia. Okay, children. Let's see the definition. Nearsightedness, also known as short-sightedness, near or short-sightedness. See, children, here sightedness in the sense ability to see, and myopia is an eye disorder where light focuses in front of instead on retina. Children, I explained this case in your previous lecture. Means suppose this is eye, children. See, children, suppose this is eye. Here it is convex lens. So after refraction, where the light rays should meet, children? On the retina they should fall. Okay, here they should fall actually. But see, children, where they are falling? Instead of, see, focuses in front of retina. Means where it is, children? Instead of falling here, they are refracting here. Okay, here they are focused instead of focusing here. Okay, children. Due to this, what is the condition? That image, whatever is forming over here, it can't be captured by the retina unless the retina is not able to capture that one. We can't see the image, obviously. Okay, so that is regarding myopia, children. What's going to happen? This causes distant objects to be blurry while close to us appear normal. Objects which are close to us appear normal, children. Okay, which are distant from us. Distant. Objects which are distant from us, distant objects, becomes blurry. Okay, while close objects appears normal. Okay, children. So this is the condition. This is the working of eye which was affected by myopia, children. Basically, all these eye defects, most probably either myopia or hypermetropia, genetically these things can happen, or nowadays due to excess usage of digital screen also this thing can occur. Excess usage of digital screen means, and excess amount of emission of light rays from that blue screen, from that digital screen also can cause, children. Okay, excess amount of light should not fall in or fall on our eye. Okay, so children, see here, this may be again caused due to increase in curvature of the eye, increase in curvature of eye, children, and increase in length of the eyeball. Increase in length of the eyeball. Why these two things will appear, children, actually? Why length of that eyeball increase? Okay, I already said, in order to see, children. See, children, let us once compare these two lenses. Okay, once compare these two. For this, here is the center of curvature, children. But for this, what will happen? Center of curvature will change, right? Okay, means actually the eye should adjust according to the object distance. But predefined where means basically if the shape of convex lens only like that, further there is no change in the focal length, children. Okay, basically means depending on the object distance they should adjust like that, they should modify. But without modifying, if that eyeball length got increased or curvature of that length got increased, and if it is stable like that, further there won't be any adjustment of focal length according to the object distance, children, and we can't see the image clearly. And increase in the length of the eyeball. Okay, children. Eyeball length. If length of eyeball increase also, this thing can occur. But basically, these things, rare cases, children. Rare cases means genetically happen mostly. Okay. So once see, children, in this picture you can observe. Here it should fall, but here it fall. It fall and see, children. They were intersecting at this point before retina. Okay. In this first picture, this is eye which was affected by myopia, and that image also formed in front of the retina. And once observe, children, here we placed a concave lens in front of that eye. Okay, we placed concave lens. Concave lens, children. Due to this, what happened means the refracted rays, they were adjusted to fall on retina. Okay, so here that image will form on retina. The image is forming here now. Okay, so before keeping the concave lens, what happened, children? They were intersecting in front of the retina. After keeping this concave lens, they are intersecting exactly on that retina. But what are the specifications? What is the power of this concave lens? Everything we discussed. See, children, regarding the power and the focal length, in previous lectures I explained. Okay, how to adjust the power of the lens. Okay, why we are talking about power of the lens means, in turn it adjusts focal length. Whenever the focal length got adjusted, we can make the light rays to fall on some specific point, that is nothing but retina. Okay, children. So here this entire thing is due to the lack of adjustment of focal length by the eye on its own. So artificially we are changing that focal length by changing the power of the lens. Okay. Okay, children. See here another picture. Actually it should fall here, retina. But where the image is forming, children? In front of the retina. So we can't capture anyway. Next, correction, children. Correction using concave lens. So here, as soon as we placed this concave lens, what happened? The light rays, see, children, from here to here. Here the light rays were going parallel to each other. The light rays are going parallel to each other in this first picture. Okay. There is no change in the light rays path. But here what happened? Before, in front of the light, okay, children, now see here, in front of the eyeball, before falling on the eyeball, the light rays were moving in some specific direction. Okay, see here. Once observe these two patterns, children. Actually, in this first case, before in front of the eyeball, the light rays were parallel to each other. Okay, but in the second case, after keeping that concave lens, what happened? The light rays were changed, they deviated like this. Okay, children, so due to this change, what will happen means the focal length, the meeting point got shifted, children. Now the meeting point got shifted after keeping what? Concave lens. Okay, so this is how, children, see how much there should be the deviation, within how much angle the light rays should deviate, and all will be adjusted accordingly according to the power of the lens. Okay, children, by adjusting the power of the lens, we can adjust that path of those light rays and where they should intersect, and everything we can program by adjusting the power of that concave lens. Okay, children. So see here, before what happened, they were going parallel to each other and they were forming here the image. Now they got deviated and then they got refracted, means length got increased. The length got increased and then they are forming on the retina. Okay, children. Next, hypermetropia. Children, see here, most of the time you might have witnessed people who are reading, who are habituated for reading, mostly, not everyone, they keep spectacles. After closing the book, again they will remove. No need. The reason is, those people who are in fact who are affected by that hypermetropia, they can't see the things near to them. They can't see the things near to them, but they can see the things which are far away from them. Not far away, after distant from them. Okay. In previous case, what happened? The people can read the things, they can see the things which are near, which are far, they can't see. These persons who are affected by hypermetropia, they can see the things which are far, they can't see the things which are near to them. Okay, children. So this is nothing but long sight. Usually in general terminology it is long sight. Okay. So let us see the definition, children. Hypermetropia is a common eye condition where nearby objects appear blurred. See, children, it is what? Long-sightedness. Hypermetropia is long-sightedness, is a common eye condition where nearby objects appear blurred. Nearby objects. Nearby objects are what, children? Blurred. But vision is clear when looking at the things further away. When vision is clear, children? When the objects were further away. Okay, so that's why we call long sight, usually. Long sight. What is long sight, children? Usually we will say long sight, short sight. Okay. Okay, ability to see. Sight in the sense, ability to see. Long in the sense, the range is long. Okay, the object distance, that range is long. Distant objects means a person who was affected by hypermetropia can see the things which are distant. The objects which are distant they can see, which are near they can't see. Okay, children. Now, light is focused too far back in the eye. Focused back in the eye, children. Focused at the back of the eye, causing the things which are closed up appear blurred. Okay, children. Once observe here. This is the object. This candle. This is object. And light rays were coming outside. After crossing this, see, children, here the image got formed. Here it is image now. But actually where it should fall, children? On the retina, right? Image should fall on retina, but where it is fallen? Back of that retina. Due to this, what's going to happen means, things which are near we can't see. Blur images. Images will be blur. The objects which are near to us, their images will be blurred. Okay. Children, this condition I explained in previous lecture itself. Like this one retina, children. Okay. Now let us consider. Let us take some light rays. After refracting, they will meet after the retina, children. This is retina actually. Okay, the image should fall here, but where they are meeting, children? Away from that, means somewhere here image is forming. How retina can capture that image, children? Image should fall on the retina, then only it can capture and it can be transmitted through rods and cones, and further it will be transmitted to optic nerve, and further it is connected to brain. But that image, whatever is there, it is falling on back of that retina. Okay, so it can't be captured by the retina. So due to this condition, objects which are near to us becomes blur. They appear blur. Objects which are near means here somewhere. If the objects were kept somewhere here, how they will appear, children? Near objects becomes blur. Okay. So this condition happens, children, if a person is suffering with hypermetropia, but the objects which are far away, those objects can be seen by the retina. Okay. Children, this condition will happen due to decrease in curvature of eye lens. For myopia, if you see, it is due to what? Increase in the curvature. See here, let us consider this one is the actual lens. Now, if the person got affected by the hypermetropia, the lens curvature becomes less. Means somewhat like this. Okay, children. So due to this, what will happen? Curvature decrease. Due to this, what's going to happen, children? Curvature decrease. And the length of the eyeball also decrease, children. Curvature decrease, length of eyeball also decrease. These two conditions cause hypermetropia. Okay. See, children, this entire vision depends upon the amount of light rays that are going through our eye. Okay, proper amount of light should enter through our eye. Excess or deficiency of those light rays can cause these eye defects. That can be controlled by our eyeball, children, but usually it is better to maintain a proper light rays. See here, in order to correct that one, we are using here convergent, means nothing but convex lens again. See, children, here we are using again convex lens. In order to correct this. See, children, here this one is again convex lens only. Don't confuse. Our eye inside it is convex lens. And here again we are placing the convex lens. Now what happened, children? The light rays were traveling, and here it is retina, children, and they are intersecting at retina. Image got formed at retina, and we can see that image. It can be corrected, children. See here, this one is the nearby object for this. Even though it is near, because I can't capture that image. Okay. So children, once observe, in myopia, what we did by keeping the concave lens, we increase the distance that must be covered by the light rays before falling on the retina. Okay, but here what we did, we decrease the distance that must be traveled by the light rays. Okay, in order to make the image to fall on retina. Understood, children? See here, let us consider these are the light rays. Usually they are going like this, they will refract. Suppose if we are placing a concave lens, what's going to happen means, first they will go like this, children. means they will refract. They travel some more distance and then they will reach to eye, means near to the retina. Okay. Suppose if we are using a concave lens, they bend near, before only they will bend, children. Okay, see here, comparing, if you compare these two, we can observe carefully, children. If we compare these two, the distance that is traveling, the distance that is that the path, the length of the path that was taken by the light rays is more in concave lens, is less in convex lens. Okay, we are using this principle in order to correct that eye defects. Okay. See, children, now hypermetropic eye means previously we have seen now. This one is ray diagram. Instead of falling here, the image is forming here. Okay. So we can't see. Now in order to correct that, what we did? We placed a convex lens and this point got shifted near to the retina. And here that image is about to form now and we can see that. Okay, children. So it was corrected by what? Using convex lens. Myopia got corrected by using concave lens. Okay. Next one, children, presbyopia. Presbyopia. Usually due to age factor, this defect used to occur. See, children, usually a healthy person, up to reaching that old age, before reaching that old age, he may not find any sort of eye defects, but after reaching to some age, definitely the muscles in that eye becomes weaker, and due to that weakness in the muscles, they can't accommodate. Due to that, focal length can't be adjusted and image can't be seen. Due to age factor, it happens. Okay. So this condition is called what, children? Presbyopia. Mostly you might have seen in old people, mostly while reading newspaper or any books, they used to keep spectacles. See, children, now presbyopia is the gradual loss of your eyes. See, children, gradual loss of eyes ability to focus. Ability to focus in the sense nothing but, children, power of accommodation. Okay. Nearby objects. It's natural of an annoying part of aging. It's a natural thing, children. We can't stop that one. It happens due to what? Aging. Means this one happens due to continuous throughout working of the eye muscles. Definitely after reaching to a certain age, they become weaker. This thing will happen. Okay. Presbyopia usually becomes noticeable. It is noticeable in your early mid 40s. Okay, children, and continues to worsen until around age 65. Means in the early 40s, we might have noticed that one, but it becomes gradually more after reaching to that age around 65, which we consider a old age. This one middle age, children, that one is old age. Getting to that, when that person reaches to that old age, obviously means a complete defect will be completely, we can see up to here it is partially. It becomes worsen until around age 65. Okay. See, children, again this one also like hypermetropia only, children. See, this is eye and here the image should form here. Okay, but a person who is suffering with presbyopia, for them the focal point will be away from the retina. Instead of falling here, it falls somewhere back of the retina. Okay, so due to this, the objects which are near to the people, they can't see, they can't read anything. Okay, this one can be corrected by using which lens, children? Convex lens. Previously we have seen hypermetropia. Okay, this is ray diagram, children. image, in the first case, image is formed behind the retina. Now image is formed exactly on the retina and the visibility is clear, and the lens what we used is convex lens in order to correct that. Okay, presbyopia is corrected by using convex lens. Okay, children. Next, astigmatism. Children, this is also eye defect. Whenever a person is suffering with astigmatism, for them things appears like blur. Suppose if your person is not having astigmatism, without astigmatism, children, the light appears like this. The objects, that lights, the emitting light rays and all. Who is suffering with astigmatism, for them the light appears blur, children. Blur images used to form. Okay, astigmatism. This one without astigmatism, children. Without astigmatism, clearly we can see the light rays and all. Clearly we can identify that emitting sources, light emitting sources. But a person who is suffering with astigmatism, for them the light sources appears blur. See, you can see everything is blur here. Okay. Yeah. Astigmatism is a type of refractive error in which eye does not focus light evenly on the retina. See, children, whenever the light is focusing, it should focus at a point. Okay, it should not focus like this. Some light rays at one point, some light rays at other point. Like this, it should not happen like this, children. Okay, evenly, it should, evenly in the sense, all the light rays, the refracted rays which were about to form an image, should form at a point on the retina. Only in that case, that images will be clear. Okay, astigmatism is a type of refractive error. It's a refractive error, children, in which light does not focus evenly. Does not focus evenly. This results in distorted or blurred vision at any distance, whatever may be the distance, whether it may be short or long, objects may be near or farther. Okay, blurred vision, blurred images only we can see. Okay, children, I'll explain. See here. Suppose let us consider this one retina, back of the eye. Okay, the refracted rays should fall exactly at that point, at one point. Okay, and here the image used to form. Now, a person who is suffering with astigmatism, for them what's going to happen means, some light rays will intersect here, some light rays will intersect here. Means that image whatever that is about to captured by the retina, that is not, it is spreading, children. Here it is even in the sense focusing at one point. Here it is not even, or uneven also we can say, uneven. Okay, so due to this what's going to happen means the image whatever is forming appears blur. So it causes what, children? Other symptoms include eye strain, headaches, and trouble driving at night. During night, I already shown you in picture, children, how that the light sources of other vehicles, how they are appearing. This all we need to suffer, children. Okay. So it can be corrected. This one is normal vision. The light rays were formed at that point. Now see here once. At one point the light rays were meeting, children. Okay, normal vision this one without any defect. But here what happened? At one point one image, at other point here, means it is spreading. It should not spread like that, the light rays. Okay. So we are using cylindrical lenses, children, in order to correct it. In order to correct this, what we are using, cylindrical lens. Okay. See, children. Now images will be clear. Okay. So this is overall thing, children. The thing, diseases and their correction: myopia, hypermetropia, and astigmatism. presbyopia is similar to hypermetropia, that's why it is not included here. Okay, children. So person suffering with myopia, let's have a look at it. Person who is suffering with myopia, for them the distinct objects images will be away from the retina. We are using concave lens to correct it. Person who is suffering with hypermetropia, the near objects forming away from the retina. In order to correct that, we are using convex lens. Okay, and see children, for this person what going to happen, the orientation of that image got changed once. If you observe the orientation, okay, this is the orientation of object, this is the orientation of image. It happens due to what? Due to different conditions, children. Okay, we can't say exactly due to this condition it happened like that. And in order to correct that, we are using cylindrical lens. Okay, children. Next, refraction through a prism. See children, in the previous lecture I already explained regarding refraction through prism, and problems also completed basing on that. So see children, we are about to find the refractive index mu. Here what's going to happen, children? Why we are specifically reading regarding this prism? Whenever the white light is entering through the prism, it splits into a spectrum, children, different colors, 7 colors. Okay, and the thing is here, this happens due to refraction, and due to refraction the light rays used to deviate accordingly their according to their wavelength. Okay, so this red color deviates less and violet color deviates more. Okay, children, and this is also called dispersion. Okay, children, this is also called what? Dispersion of light, dispersion of white light into a spectrum. Okay, so children, I gave already formula derivation also I gave in the previous lecture regarding this. You can have a look in that. And refractive index formula we got, children. Mu is equal to sine a plus delta m by 2 whole by sine a by 2. Children, see where A is angle of prism, delta m is minimum deviation, and mu is refractive index of prism. Okay, children, so this is the formula we derived actually, and we have seen the splitting of colors and all. Okay, see children, this is the case. Whenever we are see children, this one, in this, once observe, a white light is falling on that prism. I am taking only 2 rays, children, now, red color and violet color, which is having highest wavelength and which is having lowest wavelength, red color and violet color. So in the first prism, whenever it is passing through the first prism, it got splitted into a red color and violet, and we took another prism, children, with same dimensions but inverted. Orientation is invert now. Now these 2 rays, as soon as these passing through that second prism, what happened means, again we got white light outside. Understood, children? Suppose when we are sending white light, it got split into red color and violet color through a first prism. Similar prism, if we keep here in inverted orientation, then we outside the refracted ray will be what? White light. Okay. Next. See children, this is the practical thing which we use to observe. This one is a white light. And this one is what? Spectrum. Okay, that is spectrum. Okay, children. So next we have scattering of light, Tyndall effect, and after that I will explain some problems, children, basing on this chapter regarding the lens, power of accommodation and all. Okay, children. So until then, thank you and have a nice day.